We got, excuse me, basic materials. Starting off with Scott's Miracle Grow. They're just ugly, just terrible. I would have liked to see this at least do a little bit better during the whole summer, since Scott's Miracle Grow. You would think that they would have more record or better sales in the summer, right? But they have basically been a disappointment since the last earnings, which they actually beat, but their guidance must have been absolutely horrendous because they had a nice pop and then drop. We have earnings coming up on the 4th of this month. On the 4th of this month, which is 2 days away. So what, Tuesday, Wednesday should be the day that they have earnings. On that day, either they're just gonna say good night, goodbye, drop to 172 to 146 and say c'est la vie, right? Or if their earnings come out with decent and they have nice guidance, hopefully we can get past this little barrier that we've been trying to get past since the 7th of August and get above this teal line and above the 185 level, and hopefully we'll restart the next 6 months with the upward trajectory. But in wishful world, wishing does not get you anywhere. So let's see what happens come Wednesday after they report. Echo Lab looking good, killing those cockroaches and things. Had earnings last week. What did they come out as? Their actual, they beat, not by very much, but yay, they still beat. As long as we stay above our lines, our little teal lines that we drew in ourselves in this 217, then I see no problem with this trying to attempt to retake the 230 and above. And most definitely, we have to remember this. This little sequence over here, since we reached that high, it's been a deep drop, right? We're talking about 50 points drop, but when you compare it to the overall, we're still above the 50%, right? So, and we pretty much didn't even drop down to the support that we could have, because we had a lot of support this level right here below, or look below and fail a couple times. So for the stocks that I've seen, Echo Lab does not look very bad at all. And I would say look out for us retaking this 230. Lundal Bosal. Wow, they did great. Let's see. Yes, they did. They beat by, about 40 cents. It kind of look where they got rejected, man. Let's do a 15-minute chart. Because did they get rejected first or early? Yeah, see, right when their earnings, their conference call came in and it dropped it, but then it kind of recovered it throughout the evening, or throughout the late day trading. Huge volatile, is really volatile, as you see. Like, this was volatile before, and this was let's see what kind of percentage move this was. We're going to have like a 3% move right there compared to a 5% move. But more interesting than that, right? The telltale sign on this one is look where we went below and failed. We almost made this new low of 96.49 because we went all the way as low as 96.53. So 4 points away. Almost look below and fail, right? And then we immediately shot up after that. So just keep that in mind. Let's go back to the day that it hit this early in the morning, and then kind of got rejected, but then got rejected and then came back. So earnings were decent. Conference call showed a little bit of scared, it got people a little scared, but it looks like their guidance for the next quarter is pretty solid. So I would like to see it once above 100 and maintains 100, then that's when it'd really be interesting towards me or for me. But as long as it's below the 100, this would mean 100. But as long as it's below the 50% mark over here, I'm still, it's technically in a bearish market, so I don't really want too much to do with it. DuPont. Earnings coming out tomorrow. Look at our, what is this? Our dividend came out on the 29th. It did not drop the stock. Well, it might have dropped it first thing in the morning, but it stayed relatively strong, and we're staying above this 74.71. We've gotten rejected to a predetermined line that we drew ourselves. Rejected the last week, Thursday and Friday got rejected from there. Even on a day we should have been negative, but we weren't. We were positive. The next big hurdle is the 3rd, which is again tomorrow. So we'll check how we do tomorrow. But again, I don't really see too much issue with this. We've already been pretty much beaten up, right? We were in May up at the 85 level and have just been destroyed, beaten up. We tried in early August, but then just got, or early July, but just got destroyed. So I don't see any great surprises coming in that could really destroy this even further. But you never know. We could head down to the 67, but I kind of look like it looks like they want to bring it above our little pre-drone teal line. Dow Chemicals. Yeah. We beat on earnings, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we beat 30 cents on earnings. Since then, we've been kind of choppy going up. I mean, straight up choppy. And what do I mean by that? Straight up, then down the next day. Straight up, then jiggle you around, then jiggle you around, and jiggle you around, and make a new high, make a new temporary high, and then end lower on the day. So, straight up but choppy. So just keep that in mind, that you might want to keep your stops a little bit larger, just because they are kind of chopping everybody up, but they are going higher. And I'd really say anything below the 59.77 would be a reason to get out, but anything above that, hold it. BASF, this is more just a long-term whatever. I like the stock. How did we do? Yeah, it's a German company, or it's a international company, so it's not going to really tell us much of anything. So it's quite frustrating, but they do pay, what do they pay on a dividend of 99 cents on $19? Hey, you can't really complain. Rio Tinto. Where are we? Came out, we had breakout earnings. No, well, it doesn't. This is another international company, as we say. It doesn't too much tell us anything of what happened. But be careful with this one, as we have said numerous times, that this is a gapper. Gap here, gap there, gap a little bit everywhere. We are paying a nice hefty dividend of $3.76 on the 12th. So just remember, that's coming out. It's a big hefty dividend. Right, we were looking at 93 cents before. Now we're paying $3. So have they made amazing amounts of money this quarter? If they're gonna pay $3, I would say they did pretty well, right? Unless that's, I want to actually, it'd be more responsible to investigate why they're paying such a large dividend. So for any of y'all that want to dive deeper, I would see why they're paying this large special dividend. Did they really have that well of a quarter, or is this some kind of other dividend that has to do with closing of a mine or oil field or whatever it is? So just take a double look in that, because that it looks juicy and healthy, but it could be the telltale sign that there are problems ahead. International paper came out on the 29th. They beat barely, not even enough really to say that they beat, mostly in line. They got a dividend of 51 cents coming out on the 13th, so keep that in mind. As long as we stay above the 50%, I'm happy. If we can stay above the 61, I'm even happier. It looks like we have tried to break below it a few times. Most recently on earnings day, we really got destroyed, but we're on our way up. And as long as it can maintain this 57 or the 56.48, then I have no problem with International Paper. And I look forward to the dividend on the 13th. Mosaic. This has had some problems over the course of a few weeks or a month, few months now, 2 months, 3 months almost. Well, basically since the earnings of last quarter. Yeah, they're not giving us any data, but they do give us earnings today. Their dividend is not anything to really talk about. Um, yeah, as long as I don't like this, but as long as we're above the 30, and really truly, as long as we're above this teal line, I don't really see a problem with it. It's when we start dropping below this teal line, getting to that 28, 77, I don't like it. Now, again, we're below the 50, right over here. So it's still technically in bearish mode, but as long as we can, but we're in like a bearish squeeze. So as long as we did make a new low here, but we bounced right back in 2 days. So just be easy, be careful, pay attention. And I really don't, it doesn't really excite me until above 32.28. Mr. Sherwin Williams. Up, up, and away we go. Yeah, we're poised to break out and make a new high. 3-for-1 split, remember, and it has not. I mean, this stock is just, it is exploding. And it did not beat on earnings. It actually lost on earnings. This is crazy. This is our first one we've seen that did not beat on earnings. The estimate was 268 and the actual was 265, so they lost on 3 cents. It's basically in line though. Yeah, if we can hold this 50% and break out with a little bit of momentum, then look out and let's go to this 315 area right around here. Well, 305. It's hard to see because the numbers are jumbled. About the 305 would be my target. All right, basic materials.